Hey guys, this is Joel from Dog Theory, and right now I'm going to show you a gameplay demo of my game Disaster Blaster. I recently updated the graphics, and actually it's been maybe a year since really I released video of the game. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through the first world and just give you like a designer playthrough of the kind of a tour of the world. We're starting here in World 1-1. This, you can see the dark square there. And I'll proceed to this, which is the boss world, the boss level of the first world. So I'm going to try to progress through like these first 5 levels, and as I'm doing that, just kind of explain a little bit to you guys about the game and some of the recent updates that I've made to Disaster Blaster. So there you see the instructions, and these are some of the new visual effects that I've added. Players really asked for to be able to see visible damage states on enemies. It said I really want to see when I'm damaging it or how much I'm damaging it. And before this, if you played or saw earlier versions of the game, the enemies would just blink. There'd really be no, like, once you stop shooting them, there's no visual indication of whether they have 1 health point left or like 50. So that was something that really personally, I didn't mind, but really disturbed players, and it was something that people asked for enough that I've now gone through and I've added animations to each enemy where you can see that as I'm shooting them, every time a bullet connects, there is a visible result, and they sort of have pieces knocked out of them. So I'm going to go ahead and go quickly because I'm going to try not to die. I can't promise you that that I'll make it, but I don't want this to be too long. Each level in the game is designed to last, some have timers, some don't have timers, but the ones that don't are basically you're on a rail, like you're forced to kind of advance through the level. So there's always a limit on how much time you can spend in a level, and as a design guideline, I kind of tried to keep it to a few minutes, like maybe 3 to 4 minutes a level, definitely not over like 5 minutes. So okay, so one thing you may not have seen is the chain counter. There in the bottom left, you see this yellow chain with the number, and then when the chain ends, you see the green score value float up there. So if I chain a few of these, and then I lose the chain, you see I got 1,000 for that chain. So this is something that was suggested to me by Joel, who is one of my kind of one of my heroes, and a great master of Unreal Engine, and was kind enough to review my game and give me some really good suggestions on this. And one thing he asked for was you need some kind of combo scoring to allow player skill to grow beyond just the skill required to complete a level. And that was something I thought was an amazing idea. And again, as a designer, like, trying to finish the game, I was like, well, that's hard. Like, that's a lot of work, and I don't know that it sounds hard, and I don't know that I really want to do it, but having done it, I'm so glad that it's in the game. And right now I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to try to get a big chain. Oh, I just lost it. I had a big one there, and I just lost it. So I think you've got maybe a second between kills to try to keep your chain going. These little guys, I call them breakers, the guys that break apart. Kind of in the tradition of Disaster Blaster with the R at the end. Every enemy kind of has a name that ends with R. And so breaker is basically these are the food for your combo. Oh wow, I have a lot going now. Let's get a big chain combo here and not die right at the exit. Okay, I lost the chain, so on the score results screen, you can see my max chain is 62, and that's worth 200,000 points, so pretty respectable. Again, the end level results screen, I have to give credit to Joel for that. That was his suggestion, and basically his suggestion was, this is pretty much a requirement for a game of this type, is I need to see an end level summary. Again, I was thinking, well, gosh, that's hard, but yeah, he's right, and yes, I'm going to do it. So, okay, so here we have something different, which is we've got static destructible blocks, and the level win condition is different. So in this level, the idea is not just to reach the exit. The idea here is I'm looking for 5 treasures, and basically it's a treasure hunt, right? I'm looking for 5 hidden objects. You can see the green indicator counters up in the upper left corner of the frame there, and in order to clear the level, I need to find all 5 of these before time runs out. They are randomly positioned behind the, I call these level dirt, sort of an homage to the dirt in Minecraft that you can sort of break through by hitting it. So same thing here. Oh, there's one. Okay, so I've got one now, and that I think illustrates what you need to do to clear the level. You need to kind of explore and find all 5 of these while you're dealing with the breaker enemies around you. So this is a level that this was played a lot during Game Dallas, which I was at a couple weeks ago, and it was a harder version of this level, and I don't know that any of the players were able to clear it. So I really had to go back and kind of I just had way too many of these breakable blocks and way too many enemies in here. It was really intense. So since then I have balanced it a little better, and it's working much more. It's much more playable now, and even I, as a designer, enjoy playing it more now. About the weapons, people ask me a lot about this at the show, like what are the weapons and how many are there and everything. There are actually 16 different weapons, so think of it this way: there are 8 weapon classes that are kind of orthogonally unique weapon types, and each weapon type has 2 variations. So there's a regular weapon upgrade and a kind of a super weapon. The ones you see in this level, since this is the first world, these are all the basic weapon types. So just imagine the super weapon, a bigger, burlier version of each one of these. And maybe I'll grab a couple more here to try to illustrate for you what the weapons do, if I can do that without getting killed. Again, I'd like to find these quickly. I don't want this to take too long because, you know, already this is getting to be a long video. And I kind of like to keep it to maybe 15 minutes if I can if I can do it that quickly. So again, gonna try to just break through these as quickly as I can. So I've got the laser now. This is probably the single most powerful direct shot weapon as far as just dealing damage. It's also the narrowest field of fire of any weapon, so you find it's pretty hard to target the small enemies. It's not a great matchup for breakers, especially the bright yellow ones that break into a lot of pieces. It's kind of maybe the worst weapon to attack them. So okay, level clear, didn't die, and you see I have a time remaining bonus this time, so was able to clear it with some time left, and that's going to add to my score. Scoring is one of the things about this game that I'm pretty proud of. I think the scoring system is fairly unique. What it does is it records your top score for every level. And on the map screen here, you can see each level in white. I've got my score. Ones I haven't cleared are 0, obviously. I haven't played them yet. And the accumulation of all my scores is the green number there. So it allows you to sort of track your total progress in the game. You can never lose, like once you accumulate points, you never can lose points you've accumulated. You can only go back and gain more. So the more you replay levels and perform more admirably, the higher that score will go. And that's, think of it almost as a personal leaderboard there. It's kind of tracking all of your best achievements. So this level, like the last one, is it's a title scroll pattern where it kind of scrolls left to right, left to right, left to right to infinity. And this time it's rather than hunting treasure, I'm looking for these red blocks. It's a search and destroy mission this time. So find the red target cubes, destroy them, and clear the level. This is another one that was played a lot at Game Dallas, just by people that were there to kind of preview the game, and were good enough to spend their time playing Disaster Blaster. And again, it was a harder version of this level. I think it was like the scrolling was faster, there were more enemies, and in general, it was just hard. And I don't believe anyone cleared this level either, so that's one thing about showing your game, at shows, or just to testers, or your little brother or whoever's around to play it. You learn a lot from that, and one thing I learned was just more isn't necessarily better. It's wise words that a good game designer mentor of mine once told me, and it's really true. Sometimes you can simplify something, scale it down, and it's going to be you're going to get more fun out of that scaled down, simplified version than you got out of something that was just way too huge and just out of scope. Okay, clear. Wow, I am doing great. I have to admit to you guys, I never do this well, and I don't know how I haven't gotten killed yet, but somehow it's happening. So it looks like I've made it all the way to the boss. You can notice as I'm as I'm moving along the bottom row of levels here, I'm unlocking as I go. So adjacent levels, even these are unlocked, and I can go into these. But I just want to show you the first little couple of levels leading up to the boss, and this is the World 1 boss. Kind of the signature enemy of each level has got a large boss enemy of its type, and this is the breaker boss. So you can see these guys are. You have a large breaker that breaks into 9 other ones that break into 4 other ones that also break into 4 even smaller ones. And the idea is just to destroy these again before time runs out. Oh wow! Oh no! Okay, so I'm toast. You can at least see kind of the effect of dying. Death is instantaneous. Anytime you get touched by any enemy, you are not ever allowed to make a mistake in Disaster Blaster. And I think restarting is pretty much. Players have asked for me to make it faster. You know, like I want to start immediately. Like 1 second after I die, if I am not playing again, I will rage because it's taking too long, right? That's a comment that I've gotten from a few players, and oh man, I'm dead again. You know, I kind of agree. On one level, I'm like, yes, I have felt that feeling, but also I think it's important to have just a brief, even if it's only 1 second, just a small rest to kind of break up otherwise the kind of frantic action of the game. I found it became monotonous and a little exhausting after, let's say, 20 repeated attempts with no rest. It became numbing, and I no longer was really. I was no longer feeling the action as much like the way I wanted to. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's a hard thing to explain, like in words, exactly why I feel that rest is important. But I'm dead. But I do feel that, you know, I have the timing now of dying and respawning to where it is. It's pleasing when you're playing a hard level and you're dying repeatedly and you need to continually respawn. It's, I think, beneficial just to have that moment to kind of just take a breath, you know, take a sip of Mountain Dew, whatever it is you're drinking, and, you know, or coffee, and, you know, reset yourself and then go again. So I don't, as much as it's been suggested, you know, make that completely instantaneous. I kind of am not going to go that way, I think. Okay, enough talking. I notice that when I talk, I tend to die, and that's been true of this level, and I don't want this to take too long, so let me stop here and just see if I can destroy these guys. Oh, wow. I'm going to give this a few more tries. Maybe I'll try a different weapon here. I'm going to start with like a powerful weapon. Deal some damage on these big chunks of this guy. When I have them broken up enough, when I've dealt some damage on the big ones here, then I'll switch to a more, a wider field of fire, like a weapon that covers a little more area. So this again is a powerful weapon, kind of a heavy bullet. I'm in a little bit of trouble here. Got 2 of these guys coming toward me. Okay. Not bad. Oh no, I got chased out of my little safe corner. It's always a bad thing. Oh, that was close. Narrow escape there. Okay, so at this point it's probably okay to change to a faster weapon or like a wider weapon, but I'm afraid to leave my little safe area here now. I'm afraid I'll die if I do. So I'm gonna just hold my ground and kind of just wait till they float within range. I've got plenty of time. I've died several times already, and I don't want to rush this, so... And there we go. Nice point bonuses there. Go ahead and let it add up. I got a good time bonus. And back to the map. You can see now that I've destroyed the boss here, the little animated block has stopped blinking, so he's now dead. My high score here looks like about 1,700,000 and some odd points, and that's as far as I'm going to go with this demo. This is Joel from Dog Theory. This has been Disaster Blaster Level 1 Designer Playthrough. Thanks for watching. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Dog Theory, or check out my website. It's www.dogtheorygames.com. See ya.